Hello there guys, welcome back to another video on football forensics. I do hope all of you all are having a great day today. So today's video will be a Chelsea transfer news video and we will be talking about a possible return for Eden Hazard to Chelsea FC. Now before we do begin, if you do find this type of content to be interesting, please do consider subscribing as I will be posting similar content in the future. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get into it. Okay, so before we do get into the articles in relation to Eden Hazard and his possible return to Stamford Bridge, let's just quickly have a brief recap on Eden Hazard and his time at Chelsea FC in order to understand why he is still loved so much by the Chelsea fan base. So Eden Hazard joined Chelsea during the transfer window of 2012 after publishing that famous tweet that basically stated, "I am joining the Champions League winners." And from the moment he did join, you could say that he was a very special kid because he did score a ton of goals. He did win the Young Player of the Year as well as the English Player of the Year. And he did win almost everything club football did have to offer other than the Champions League, of course. And when he did leave, it was on such good terms with not only the Chelsea fan base but also the Chelsea hierarchy, because Eden Hazard managed to put in one final assist for Chelsea before leaving. And I'm not talking about that man of the match performance in the Europa League final, but I'm talking about his transfer fee. Because when leaving, Eden Hazard was sold for a cool £130 million. And how Chelsea FC managed to get that much for a 28-year-old who just had 1 year on his contract left is something I still will never ever understand. However, in my opinion, it was the greatest ever bit of business Chelsea did manage to do, because with all of those funds they managed to sign the likes of Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech and many more, and basically build this current squad which did manage to win the Champions League. So who knows, maybe Hazard will put yet another tweet that says that he is joining the champions of Europe yet again for a second time. Anyway, let's take a look at this article published by the standard.co.uk. Okay, so this report basically states that Real Madrid and Chelsea are discussing Eden Hazard's possible return to Stamford Bridge as per reports by AS. And this is mainly because after making a move to Spain for a reported fee in excess of £100 million, Eden Hazard has had a horrendous 2 seasons with Real Madrid filled with injuries. And as a result, Real Madrid are finally ready to cut their losses and are reportedly working on a deal for around half the above figure. Okay, so from this report, it is pretty clear that Real Madrid may finally want to cut their costs with Eden Hazard, because he has had a pretty lackluster career at Madrid, playing just 43 times in 2 seasons. And also, when you do take into account the fact that he faced a lot of fan backlash, especially after he was seen joking around with his former Chelsea teammates after they did beat Real Madrid in the Champions League, they may want to see him leave for the benefit of all parties involved. However, the main question at hand in this situation is whether Chelsea would be willing to spend €60 million on Eden Hazard. Now, I do know that Eden Hazard is absolutely adored by the Chelsea hierarchy. However, it is important to take into account the fact that he is now 30 years old, and because he has suffered a lot of injuries at Real Madrid, he just will not be the same Eden Hazard we were used to at Stamford Bridge. Therefore, I do not think that the Chelsea hierarchy would spend such a hefty amount on a veteran winger, because there is much more fresh talent available for them to invest in order to look at the long-term aspect of the Chelsea Football Club goals. Anyway, do let me know in the comments whether you guys do think Eden Hazard will be returning to Chelsea FC or whether he will be departing to another club in Europe. Anyway, that in essence is my video for today. I do hope all of you all did enjoy it. Please do drop a like if you did find it useful. Stay safe, and of course, I will catch you guys in the next one.